is a Norwegian fantasy movie directed by Andre Orvidel and starring Nat Wolff. And is about a backpacker going through Norway, and he has a mysterious past. You don't know much about him, but he seems to have these powers developing, and he accidentally kills somebody. So that sends off the government and all the police going after him to try to capture him to discover, what are these powers. Now, I didn't go into this movie with many expectations. Honestly, the trailer was kind of terrible. I really just watched this movie because I'm a fan of Nat Wolff's work, and I liked the director's previous movie, Troll Hunters. It's probably one of the best found footage movies I've ever seen, so check that one out if you haven't. Now, the thing with this movie is, I love superhero movies. It's a superpowered movie, so I go into it expecting some fun moments. But this movie is not fun at all. It is extremely dark and moody and slow paced. There's really not a whole lot going on for it. Nat Wolff probably speaks less than 100 words throughout the whole movie. He really just looks like he has a stomachache the whole time. The performances are not that great. The romance is very cliche and shoved in there. Obviously, the pretty girl he meets up with helps him to control his powers. Pretty standard stuff. But I expected some fun, maybe, action scenes with these powers, but all they ever do with the powers is have him scream in pain and have lightning bolts shooting everywhere, which really isn't all that cool. We've seen so much of that better done in the Thor movies, the Avengers movies, so that was a little disappointing. But positives with this movie, I would say, are pretty slim. It's a very dull movie, and especially fitting into the whole superpower origin type movies, this one does not really stand up to many of them. Positive wise, I like the locations. It's beautiful. It's in Norway. Everything looks gorgeous. I definitely would like to travel there someday. And I guess as for a small budget foreign film, the effects were fine. That's really it. This movie was extremely boring, very moody. It didn't really do anything new for the genre. I would definitely not recommend this one. As I said, I checked it out, being a fan of Nat Wolff's work and the director's previous movie. But yeah, that's really it. Also, the musical score was awful in this movie. It just kept taking me out of it because it felt like it was just taken from free samples and put into a movie, and it was like, oh, this says drama, let's put this in the dramatic part. This says epic, let's put this in this part. And it just was so standard and so cliche, and I've been heard before so many times. There was just nothing new in this movie, and it was just very dull. That's my little mini rant review of Mortal. Can't really recommend it. I wasn't a huge fan of it. I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 10. Let me know what you think of it if you do check it out. Not that I recommend checking it out, but as I did, I was a fan of a couple things in it. But yeah, that's it. If you like this review, consider liking and subscribing this video, and see you in the next review.